Hello everyone, I'm David Law, Superintendent of Minnetonka Public Schools.
And I'm Mike Ramacall, the Director on the Minnetonka School Board.
We are glad you're able to join us for our School Board Recognitions program this evening. It's so important to take the time to acknowledge and celebrate the many amazing accomplishments of our students, staff, and community members.
We begin most of our regular board meetings with recognitions to highlight the positive impact that so many different people make in our district.
This month, we are celebrating student achievements in arts, athletics, activities, and academics, and a special staff award as well. We will be recognizing in the District Service Center honored artists from our elementary schools, boys hockey state champions, boys basketball state qualifiers, debate state qualifiers, a speech state qualifier, middle school Knowledge Bowl regional and state award winners, Minnesota Aspirations in Computing award winners, state science and engineering fair qualifiers from our middle schools and a high school, 2 individual state-level student art awards, and a 2023 Heroes Award from a local nonprofit, Gigi's Playhouse.
We will start this month's recognitions with our District Service Center honored artists.
Each year, our art teachers select pieces to display at the District Service Center. This is one way we celebrate the work of our students and our commitment to fine arts education.
The works on display this spring are from students at Minnetonka's 6 elementary schools. These pieces will be on display throughout the summer as well.
Student artists, thank you for sharing your work with us. Your talent and creativity brightens the District Service Center.
We would also like to thank and recognize our elementary art teachers for their work to encourage and inspire our community. They are Christy Nugent from Clear Springs Elementary, Reed Anderson from Deep Haven Elementary, Katie Friends from Excelsior Elementary, Jane Meyer from Groveland Elementary, Kyle McDonald from Groveland Elementary, Scenic Heights, and Minnewashta Elementary, Melanie Mozingo from Minnewashta Elementary, and Jennifer Ben from Scenic Heights Elementary. Our art teachers will now read the names of each student artist as the student's work is displayed.
Hello to the Minnetonka School Board, school community, and especially to our student artists and their families who are watching this evening. We're so incredibly proud of you, and we're excited to celebrate you tonight along with the beautiful artwork that you've created. From drawing to sculpture to painting to mixed media collage, you've used a wide variety of techniques and mediums to add beauty to our schools. Thank you for all of your effort, joy, collaboration, and creativity you show every single day. We will celebrate now by showing images of your artwork as we read your names. Your names will be read by your art teachers. Miss Nugent from Clear Springs Elementary will get us started.
Hi, my name is Christy Nugent and I teach at Clear Springs Elementary. Our honored artists are Declan Syrup, Liam Chavez, Ryan Darling, Berlin Tober, Nellie Boylan, Jiyoon Che, Rebecca Del Arcaprit, Mitski Osman, Luke Polk, Connor Reinhart, Adeline Watercott, Bowden Johnson, Mohammed Mohammed, Annabeth Pan, Lucas Solko, Cooper Leaf, Eiley McIver, Alina Polson.
I'm Reed Anderson, art teacher at Deep Haven Elementary. Deep Haven's honored artists this spring include Addison Beichel, Nora Marcus, Piper Nab, Raiden Paroli, Ely Wright, Savannah Miller, Mia Peterson, Dominic Ellos, Olivia McCallis, Penelope De La Torre, Gordon Mendica, Adelina Rogers, Haley Erickson, Landon Gregory.
Katie Friends is the art teacher at Excelsior Elementary. Her honored artists include Connor Finn, Finley Now, Quinn Remfort, Isabel Kunish, Jax Burscheit, Eli Durant, Soleil Hockert, Vivian Pierce, and Taylor Winter.
I'm Jane Meyer, and I teach art at Groveland Elementary. And Groveland's honored artists include Esty Ruby, Hannah Rinaldo, Casper Shirley, Leo Alducosea, Bonnie Becken, Eva Cohen, Brody Keltzer, Connor Layton, Ben Osberg, and Audrey Wendorf.
I am Melanie Mozingo, art teacher at Minnetonka Elementary, and I'm honored to share the work of these amazing artists. Hudson Bonine, Alma Bruganick, Braden Kosalter, Sebastian Reister, Lysandra Rodriguez, Austin Antalik, Elsa Barron, Elizabeth Libby Buffington, Ava Edstrom, Sophia Ganzen, Jane Gorham, Harper Heimerman, Edison Hilker, Chloe Hoffman, Marlo Huckeride, Olivia Erlin, Madeline Kosravi, Tatum Maddie, Benjamin Meyerhofer, Vivian Nyam, Elise Norman, Dylan Patel, Lily Peterson, Casey Pick, Claire Price, Ruthie Rasmussen, Clara Reed, Vera Scanlon, Emerson Tomo, Malia Tobin, Harris Van Heck, Richard Waltz, Brielle Wassam, Brody Wright, Vivian Besserman, Jason Byrne, Julia Firth, Genevieve Gunderson, Griffin Johnson, Vera Layton, Amaya Lyons, Palmer Mason, Zoe Mays, Emma Murray, Eden Polt, Stella Rodebach, Tessa Ramey, and Maya Robinson.
I am Jennifer Bend, art teacher at Scenic Heights Elementary, and I'm going to share our honored artists. Kyle Johnson, David Clark, Miles Cloutier, Jackson Davis, Raina Hennessy, Elizabeth Colden, Adalyn Moberg, Miles Gregory, Tisa Joshi, Jacqueline Peters, Jane Raleigh, Khalees Renlund, Maxwell Stenstrud, Elin Zavanovic, Min Lore, Liliana Lyons, Ella Marie Bippen, and Story Tuseth.
Artists, congratulations one more time on being selected for this art exhibition. You are amazing. Keep creating, being curious, and sharing your hard work through the visual arts. What you do makes such a difference.
Thank you again to all of our student artists for sharing your talents with us this spring. The boys hockey state championship game was one of the most exciting athletic moments of the school year when the Minnetonka varsity boys beat Edina in the state finals.
The team finished the season with a record 29 wins, as well as a record low number of goals allowed.
Let's hear more about the season.
Superintendent Law, members of the Minnetonka School Board, and guests attending tonight's school board meeting. On behalf of Coach Sean Goldsworthy, our players, our coaching staff, and our families, thank you for the opportunity to review our championship season with you. My name is Tom Streeter, and I'm honored to provide this short video this evening. As we all know, the boys hockey team achieved their second state title in 6 seasons under Coach Goldsworthy with a dramatic 2-1 victory over our Lake Conference rival, Edina High School, on March 11th. Our season was full of memorable achievements, including a school record 29 wins. Our final record for the season was 29-2-0. We had a school record 10 wins by shutout this past season. We achieved our 7th section hockey championship. And finally, we earned our 12th Lake Conference hockey championship, which was our 2nd in a row. These achievements would not be possible without the support of our school administration and the commitment by our school board in providing the necessary resources and facilities for all our students in the quest for their excellence in academics, the fine arts, and the athletic programs this district offers. In the classroom, our team composite GPA of 3.64 epitomizes the importance of a sound education that our players strive for across the myriad of scholastic programs offered by MHS. Thank you and good night.
Team members include Hunter Bauer, Hagen Burrows, Gavin Gary, Luke Gary, Ryan Holzer, Robert House, Liam Hupka, Daniel Clares, Maxwell Krebsbach, Alex Lunsky,
Jacob McCuskey, Javon Moore, Kaiser Nelson, Fletcher Olness, Daniel Pasqua, Jack Sand, Samuel Sheets, Ashton Schultz, John Stout, Braden Thompson, and Gabriel Tibbetts.
The team is coached by head coach Sean Goldsworthy with assistant coaches Steve Aronson, Mike Johnson, Stevie Johnson, and Jack Ramsey. Congratulations to everyone.
The varsity boys basketball team made it to the state tournament this year for the first time since 2008.
The team made it to the quarterfinal round of the tournament. Boys basketball had a strong season filled with exciting games and great plays. Let's hear more about it.
Hello, my name is Bryce Tesdall, head boys basketball coach at Minnetonka High School. I'm here to recap and summarize the 2022-2023 boys basketball season. This season we finished with a record of 23-8. 23 wins is the 3rd most in program history. We also finished 2nd in the Lake Conference. That was the highest finish in boys basketball program history since 2013. We also earned an opportunity to play in the state tournament the first time since 2008 in front of a full and packed, basically sold out MHS West Gym on March 17th, and just a great atmosphere, not only for our basketball community, but our entire high school community. Also, we had 3 1,000-point scores throughout the season. Andy Stefanowicz, Jalen Kane, and Ebo Elamine all accomplished that career scoring milestone during the season this season. We had a great group of guys. It was fun, obviously, making the state tournament, but a lot of experiences and memories that these kids and our coaching staff will remember forever, and we're looking forward to building upon this success as we continue to progress forward within the boys basketball program. We thank all of the people that supported us this year, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Team members include Joseph Adams, Malachi Bodie Aboagi, Dylan Braun, Jalen Kane, Jordan Kane, Ebo Elamine, Isa Elamine, Alexander Jones, Lucas Martin, Maxwell Nelson,
Duke Richardson, Andrew Stefanowicz, Zachary Steingass, Walker Tomes, Grayson Yulman, Hemant Vangala, Alexander Voss, and Jackson Wolf. The team is led by head coach Bryce Tesdall.
3 Minnetonka High School debate students qualified for the state tournament this year.
Through debate, students learn the power of using rational, reasoned arguments and compelling evidence to make a point.
They polish skills in researching, organizing information, writing, and of course, public speaking. This year's state qualifiers include Carla Fernanda Areola Lucio, Brock Dodds, and Thomas Robin.
The debate team advisor is Carissa Hayden. One member of the Minnetonka High School speech team qualified for state competition this year.
Congratulations to sophomore Etta Bortel Fielder for achieving this opportunity. Now we will hear more about the speech season from Etta and from one of the speech team advisors, Tyler Bartholomew.
Hello, my name is Etta. I'm a sophomore, and I've qualified for the state speech tournament in the discussion category. Something I've found immensely valuable about my experience doing speech this year for the first time was the community building aspect. I got to know not only the people on my team much better, but other people from other teams from other schools. It's a very, very fun and educational experience, and the Minnetonka speech team is poised to only get bigger and better. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and see you at state.
Congratulations, Etta, and to our entire speech team for getting one of our discussion students to state. This is such an awesome accomplishment for our school and for our team. We're very excited for you, Etta. We realize that you've worked your butt off just coming to practice and learning from everyone, all of our captains and coaches and really just the whole discussion team. So this is an amazing accomplishment. We're really excited to have our team make it this far, and we look forward to this Friday where you're hopefully going to knock it out of the park. We're very excited for you. You're going to do great, and we're really excited to see what happens.
Great work, Etta. Knowledge Bowl is an extracurricular activity that tests students' acumen in a wide variety of academic subjects, from math and science to history and literature.
This year, teams from both Minnetonka Middle School East and Minnetonka Middle School West did extremely well at the regional and state middle school competitions.
At regionals, MME earned the prestigious Triple Team Award, where 3 of the group's teams earned top spots in the competition. At state, MMW took the Triple Team Award.
Congratulations to the competitors from both schools who worked hard to achieve these honors. Now let's hear more about Knowledge Bowl from the teams.
Hello, I just wanted to, well, you know, it's kind of hard to see behind all these trophies. Let me pull these out of the way here a little bit. This one's bigger than my first apartment. In all seriousness, I want to say congratulations. I am Tom Stiles. I coach the Knowledge Bowl team at MME, and I want to say job well done to the entire team. We had a lot of strong 8th grade leaders this year who have been showing their stuff on the team for their whole middle school career. And we have 5 meets a year, and we were able to do very well at all of them. These trophies, I don't mean to brag, but they're not participation trophies. We got first place and second place, and this one's great, Rookie of the Year. So even the 6th graders that were new to the whole thing were really bringing their stuff, and that was fun to see. One of the things that I'm most proud of, and I think the team is as well, is this one here is the Triple Team Award. So of all of the schools that are at a meet, whoever has the top 3 highest scoring teams gets that, which means it's not just one group of your best players, so to speak. It's the whole team pitching in, and that's really cool to see. So good work there. More importantly, though, that night and a few other nights, we beat West. So that was really our goal for the season. I feel like no, I'm just kidding. We did beat them, but they beat us sometimes too. So it's good to be humbled every so often. There were plenty of meets though where most of the podium was Minnetonka teams, and that was a testament to the families and the kids that we have here in Minnetonka and the opportunities to shine, whether it's on a basketball court, a soccer field, or in the Knowledge Bowl room, or up on stage during a performance in band or orchestra or a play. It's really cool to see kids coming into their own, and these guys have done that in a big way this year. So congratulations to the team. Yes, even congratulations over to the West team as well. Remember, when you guys get to high school, East East meets West, you're all on the same team there.
My name is Sam Wu, and I'm in 7th grade. I think my biggest contribution to the team was being the captain and answering most of the oral round questions, and I'm proud of our team for getting 1st in regionals and 3rd in state.
Hi, my name is Ming-Chi Mother, and I'm a 7th grader at MMW. The most impactful part of Knowledge Bowl for me was learning interesting facts and figures while connecting more with my teammates. Each practice has good doses of friendly competition, and that's what makes them intense yet fun. Over the season, I enjoyed being on teams with different friends. Throughout the season, we all figured out each other's strengths in the separate subjects and worked together to do our best. At the final state meet, I'm most proud that we came all the way from 5th place to 1st. The Minnetonka Knowledge Bowl teams had a spectacular season, and I was happy to be a part of it.
Hi, my name is Asher. I'm glad that I decided to join Knowledge Bowl this season. I had the opportunity to expand my knowledge and learn about a wide range of topics, from science to history to literature. It was very interesting to learn about something new each week. I especially enjoyed working together as a team. Each team member was encouraging and important, and I had a lot of fun.
I'm Eric Lewell, and I'm part of the Minnetonka Middle School East's Knowledge Bowl team. This year, we qualified for state. What I really enjoyed about Knowledge Bowl was the amount of fun and teamwork involved in it. I really enjoyed Knowledge Bowl.
Hi, my name is Vedant Chaitan. I'm in 6th grade and I go to MMW. I'm a state Knowledge Bowl honoree, state Science Fair qualifier, state Geography B and Science B qualifier, and a Science B national and international qualifier. I like science, so the Science B and Science Fair was really fun for me. I liked the Knowledge Bowl because it was a team event and I had a wonderful team. I also liked trivia, so that was a fun experience. I would like to thank my parents and my teachers.
Tom Stiles advises Knowledge Bowl at MME. Knowledge Bowl honorees from MME include Tiernan Bodner-Klein, Liam Cooney, Charles Hale, Zachary Larson, Eric Lewell, Alexandra Moyer, Nora Perkins, Olive Pratt, Alex Wren, Ethan Rosner, Connor Smith, Sawyer Taddy, Evan Trong, Jocelyn Wong, and Sam Wu.
Todd Knoll advises the team at MMW. The MMW honorees include Paige Barhoover, Aaron Burrows, Vedant Chaitan, Jack Firth, Asher Jivanathan, Van Lee, Lennon Mason, Ming-Chi Mother, River Olson Lowe, Dia Sujlar, Gus Sullivan, Xander Volby-Floor, and Wade Vorlin.
Great work, all. The National Center for Women in Informational Technology offers an annual awards program to recognize students for their technology interests, skills, and accomplishments.
This year, 3 Minnetonka high school students have been honored at the state level with Minnesota Aspirations in Computing Awards. The honor recognizes these students' academic excellence, leadership, and future goals with regard to computing and technology.
Congratulations to the following students for their achievements. Mei-Ling Mathur, state winner, Valerie Nelson, State Rising Star Award, and Aaliyah Peterson, State Honorable Mention.
Let's hear more about the honor.
My name is Mei-Ling Mathur, and I'm a senior. First of all, I would like to thank my research advisor, Mr. Burns, for letting me know about applying for this award. I'm very grateful that I received this award because it gave me the opportunity to network with mentors and professionals in the field of computer science. It also helped me get connected with an internship at Securian Financial, which I'm very excited to start this summer. Winning an award and being recognized for my research and technology experiences was very meaningful to me, and it has only inspired me to work harder at what I do.
Our students were nominated by MHS teachers Kevin Burns and Caitlin McWhirter. Congratulations again to our students for earning this honor.
Every spring, the Minnesota Academy of Sciences hosts the State Science and Engineering Fair. Students from across Minnesota compete at regional science fairs for the opportunity to share their projects at the state level.
This year we had 34 high school students and 8 middle school students qualify for the state fair. One student, Anna Stewart, has qualified for an international science and engineering fair, which will be held in Dallas later this month.
3 more students, Tyler Clare, Quinn Hughes, and Annika Lang, have been named International Fair alternates. Let's hear more about our researchers' accomplishments.
Researchers, thank you so much for joining us today as we recognize your qualification for the 2023 State Science and Engineering Fair. This is a prestigious achievement that recognizes not only the curiosity, effort, dedication, and care you've demonstrated this year to pursue answers for your scientific inquiries, but also your ability to communicate clearly about complex topics with a wide range of audiences. We are excited to share some statistics about the success you achieved this year.
Combined, you earned 21 awards at the Twin Cities Regional Science Fair and over 20 awards at the state competition. We also had 1 student qualify as a finalist and 3 as alternates for the 2023 International Science and Engineering Fair. Congratulations to the following student for being named a 2023 ISEF finalist: Anna Stewart. Additionally, congratulations to the following students who were named 2023 ISEF alternates: Tyler Clare, Quinn Hughes, and Annika Lang.
We also want to give a special shout out to our middle school science fair state qualifiers this year. 8 of you qualified from MME and MMW with projects you chose to work on beyond your regular schoolwork. We are so proud of you for the incredible amount of effort you put forth exploring really interesting questions. Our student state qualifiers were Ellie Morris, Vedant Chitan, Aya May, Nicholas Trujillo, Caitlin Nuya, Zachary Larson, Alice Bender, and James Griffiths. You all worked really hard to make our world a better place through research in science and engineering.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Trujillo and I'm in 6th grade. My thoughts on the science fair was that it was fun, but also challenging. It featured many obstacles from picking an idea to refurbishing my product. Fortunately, I managed to overcome these obstacles, and then I found what lies beyond these, the State Science Fair. The State Science Fair was the ultimate opportunity for me to demonstrate my scientific achievement, and although I didn't move on past state, I'm glad that I made it this far and that I made something excellent.
Hi, my name is James Griffiths. I am in 6th grade from MME. My science project was the conductivity of common household drinks. My findings supported a citric fruit juice with sports drink alternative. I really liked everyone's projects and the sponsor stands were really great. I won some awards that will help fund my next science project.
Hello, my name is Alice Bender, and I go to 6th grade at MME. The most impactful part of my state science fair experience was meeting so many awesome people who also loved science.
High school state qualifiers include Aisha Abdulwali, Alexander Bartholomew, Adam Bravo, Nicholas Breitling, Tyler Clare, Jasmine Goldsmith, Jack Hickey, Parker Hitchcock, Quinn Hughes, Lydia Kashe.
Noah Kemakem, Annika Lang, Shelby Molina Larson, Darren Ma, Jordy Malaret, Myling Mather, Carmen McLaren, Chloe McLaren, Emily McNeil, and Noah Mazels.
Lucas Murdick, Valerie Nelson, Antonis Papas, Carly Pfeffer, Krish Inba Raja Shankar, Shreya Ramraj, Lily Salyards, Isabella Snow, Saloni Somia, Anna Stewart, Samuel Thibodeau, Julia Vladimirov, April Wong, Austin Wong.
Our high school state alternates are Sam Luwaji, Sonia Pillai, Amanda Rolseth, Julia Cernick, Katriana Trin, and Annie Joe.
And our middle school state qualifiers include Alice Bender, Vedant Chetan, James Griffiths, Zachary Larson, Kaya Mays, Ellie Morris, Caitlin Mully, Nicholas Trujillo. Congratulations to each of you. Our researchers at MHS were supported by teachers Kevin Burns, Kim Haney, Caitlin McMurder, Patricia Price, and Land Manager Chris Van Driel, Fred Stock at MMW, and Elizabeth Kahn at MME. Thank you for all you do to encourage scientific exploration and curiosity.
Earlier this year, Minnetonka High School senior Tavia Bakhtiazoda created a public service announcement video for the statewide Escape the Vape video contest. The contest was sponsored by the Minnesota Department of Health, the University of Minnesota Masonic Cancer Center, and other health organizations.
Tavita's video shares powerful information about the negative impacts of vaping. Her entry placed third out of 650 entries in the high school video category. Let's hear more about it.
Hello, my name is Tavita and I'm a senior at MHS. This year I participated in the Minnesota Escape the Vape Video Challenge and earned third place in the high school division. I want to sincerely thank the members of Tonka Cares, Christine R. Lantham, Christine Helgeson, Tina Lamb, and the principal, Mr. Erickson, for supporting me throughout the process, as well as everyone who voted for my video. I hope that my vaping prevention message will inspire other Minnesota youth to make more healthy and wise decisions regarding their chemical mental health. Thank you.
Congratulations on this honor, Tavita, and thank you for your work to inform your classmates and peers about this important issue.
Congratulations to Minnetonka High School junior Ciara Grad for winning Best of Show in this year's Minnesota Junior Duck Stamp Contest, administered by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service.
Ciara's winning entry, Mother and Daughter Bonding, is an oil painting based on a photo she took herself. The award comes with a $300 scholarship, and her painting will be submitted to the national competition, where the winner has their painting printed on a federal stamp. Let's hear more about this achievement.
Hi, I'm Meg Kanitzer, an art teacher at Minnetonka High School. I wanted to share how absolutely proud we are of Ciara and all that she's accomplished with her art. I've known her for 2 years now, and her artwork is always created with thoughtfulness and exceptional craftsmanship. The Minnesota Junior Duck Stamp Contest is very competitive, so winning is very exciting for Ciara and all of us here at MHS. Ciara, we're so grateful for all that you do and all that you add to our artistic community here at MHS. Great work.
Congratulations again, Ciara.
Our final recognition this evening is for an award earned by Minnetonka's Executive Director of Special Education, Christine Breen.
Earlier this year, Christine received the Hero Award from Gigi's Playhouse, a local nonprofit that provides free educational and therapeutic programs to individuals with Down syndrome and their families.
Gigi's Twin Cities Heroes are people who have helped others to navigate the medical and developmental differences of having a person with special needs in their lives, have supported families in various ways, and have gone out of their way to show love and care.
Minnetonka parent Jen Hawley, who nominated Christine for the award, shared with us about the honor.
Hi, my name is Jen Hawley, and I am the parent of 3 children who have gone through the Minnetonka district. My youngest, Riley, is almost 21, and she will be graduating from the SAIL program in June. We are the family that nominated Christine for a Hero Award through Gigi's Playhouse. We did this because nobody has impacted Riley's educational journey more than Christine. Why is that? She's innovative, she's creative. She looks truly at each student as an individual and helps to find ways to meet them where they are and create opportunities to truly maximize their skills and their lifelong learning. Riley is a unique student, as all students are, I suppose, and Christine found ways to challenge her and challenge the team to meet her social, educational, and honestly, internal needs. What is more important? I don't think anything. We are sad to leave the Minnetonka district, but honestly, we are most sad to not have a partner like Christine for continuing Riley's journey. Thank you, Christine, for everything you have done for us. And Minnetonka, I hope you realize just how lucky you are to have her.
Thank you for your work to honor Christine's impact on our students, Jen. And Christine, thank you for the difference you make in our district every day. That concludes our recognition program for this evening. Thank you again for celebrating with us.
The May School Board meeting will begin shortly.
like to go ahead and call the May 4th, 2023 Minnetonka School Board meeting to order. Can we all rise and say the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, could I have a motion to adopt tonight's agenda? Chris, is there a second?
Second.
Mark, any additions or discussion? No, seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, we have our agenda for this evening. Our first item is always one of our favorites. It's our school report from Minnetonka High School. Superintendent Law.
Chair Wagner, members of the board, each board meeting, and for members of the community, each board meeting, we invite a school to provide an update to the board on what's happening at the school, including a variety of things related to board goals like belonging efforts, academic excellence, and programming at the school in general. Tonight, Principal Erickson and a large ensemble of students are going to talk about some of the programming at the high school. Principal Erickson.
All right. Madam Chair, Superintendent Law, members of the board, it's my pleasure tonight to talk about some of the work at the high school, and really the stars of the show are behind me to talk about what it is that's happening. So we have 3 significant goals as a school, and these continue to evolve, but really revolve around our sense of inclusion, belonging, really making sure the learning environment is engaging, and also the last piece of helping students find their passion within what happens within the classroom and outside of the classroom, because tonight will feature both in the work that's happening at the high school. Just kind of a quick principals update of other quick topics is, one, we hired a new college counselor, which is now the post-secondary counselor. Phil Trout is retiring after 15 years. Norma Gutierrez is joining us and will be a great addition to our staff. And that title change is intentional to really reflect the broad scope of the work for post-secondary work. Phenomenal addition to our staff. I take you back to March 2022. We were at the board talking about what should be next in terms of the high school and what that vision should be, and around all students having some type of experiential learning. And that conversation was aviation. So I'm pleased to announce that in the fall, we will have aviation, and we'll have 5 sections of Aviation 1 all day long, of great student interest, and we hired a new instructor who is amazing that will help launch this new program. So planes will be taking off soon from the high school, and we're very excited about that. But just exciting point of here we are ready to go, and this person will have that complete role. And then 5 weeks from tonight will be graduation. And so we're getting ready for that. Seniors are starting to close their career. And just a great reminder to our community that June 6th and 7th, how our students give back is giving back in the community during senior serve. So you see students throughout the community, elementary schools and beyond. And our focus and one of the goals of serving the greater good is what seniors will be doing during their final days. Also, if you're in the high school, you see some of the artwork that's up. And I just show you tonight, it's not on the wall yet, but our next painting of Yo-Yo Ma, and just all the artwork that's done by students. That's right across from the activities office, and just phenomenal artwork that'll be going up just in the next few days. So tonight we're going to talk about 2 different pieces that really shape our community. And so we talk about things that happen in the classroom and out of the classroom in terms of learning. And one of our 4 pillars this year has been around Be Connected. We've had more clubs this year than ever before, the most significant launch of clubs this fall. One of the groups that continues is our student innovation team that you're going to hear about. Realizing that a sense of belonging, a sense of community comes through activities, through those connections as they form that group with their friends and make new friends as well in the process. There are 3 ways for student voice among many, but 3 official ways: our student belonging committee that we have, Principals Advisory Council, and the group you're going to hear from tonight is our student innovation team. Really around the idea, and this is, you'll hear just briefly the history of what's been happening the past 2 years about the idea of what if. And I think tonight both things you're going to hear about a new course that we launched and the student innovation work is the philosophy within the high school and beyond in the district about what if we did this. And our goal with students is to help have that mindset of what if we did this, how do we try this, or for them to learn the process of how things happen. Sometimes it's quick and sometimes it's not. And we test different things and exciting, but I'm proud of the work they've done and proud of the fact that innovation continues to be a centerpiece of what we do and how we continue to grow as a district. So you're going to hear about that, and you'll hear some highlights. We have behind me a group of students who will meet each of the students as they share over different topics. I also have assistant principals Jennifer Smazel, Emily Rosengren, and Darren Best, with me this evening. And the first person up to talk about innovation has been one of our teacher leaders, Matt Breen, who's going to share about some of the work he's been co-leading this with Emily Rosengren and our other assistant principal, Alex Hinseth. He's going to give you a quick trip in a few minutes down memory lane, and then you'll hear from students about work that we're currently doing. So, Mr. Breen.
Madam Chair, Superintendent Law, members of the board, thank you for the time this evening. So this journey, or my journey with this team, really started last winter. So during the 21-22 school year, we started with really kind of an idea hunt from the students. And this was utilizing a platform. Students were able to submit ideas, and we had 328 ideas submitted from the student population at large. The ideas were then vetted and grouped by similar ideas. For the record, this is where the ramp directly onto 7 was tabled for the time being, and so they were merged into 135 different kind of unique ideas that we found. And these 135 ideas were put into 5 buckets, academics and technology being the first, building and facilities, food service and lunch, school culture and student well-being, and then the traffic and parking lot, particularly at the end of our school day. So from these ideas, students were given the chance to vote. And with this opportunity, we had 14,064 total student views in our voting process throughout the 5 different categories. Within each category, students were given a small number of tokens to vote upon these ideas, and we had almost 6,000 tokens collectively placed on these ideas in the voting process. The winners of these, kind of this round of tokens, were put into sort of a kind of a leadership bunch within each idea, and we actually determined pain points, not just of the top idea, but of a majority of the top 5 ideas. And so the pain point process was really where we narrowed it down to what we were going to look at specifically. So from the school culture well-being piece, it was how to rework our school day or week. Traffic and parking lot was that congestion before or after school. The food service and lunch is just getting more access to food, different times of the day. Building facilities was updating classroom furniture, which is just supporting that process that's generally already in place. And then we had an items ready for action, which was essentially things that were in the space that we thought maybe they wouldn't need to go through a full process of empathize to define and prototyping, and rather we could just try and implement them within the time that we had in the spring of last school year. So in May, students presented the 5 different teams on what they had determined, what they found with their ideas and working around those pain points. And it was good fuel for conversation, but unfortunately it was with only a couple weeks left in the school year, so we really did not have a chance to put these into a testing phase at that point. But it really was good for conversation and really guided our work for this year and set the table for how we were going to start in the fall. So this year we had 28 students who have come out, and we asked them at the beginning of the year to list 2 or 3 ideas. So we did not go through the full voting process because we had these lingering ideas now, but we asked them to put forward 2 or 3 areas that they were interested in. And from this list, topics were determined, and students ultimately had the opportunity to request a team to be on for this school year. And this year, the topics included attendance and going green, lunch options and mass schedule in general, parking lot registration, and workspaces in our building, the common work areas around our building. And the lunch and the mast and the parking lot, of course, were carryovers from the previous school year. So the teams were formed into these 7 areas and really dug in more deeply in those 7 areas and ultimately collected data. We had one group who was putting out surveys and getting 600, 700 responses from our student body around their opinions around some of these ideas, and really determining potential ways to move forward into a testing phase. So this year we had students present in March instead, with the idea that we would leave the 4th quarter period to really test various ideas or have follow-up meetings depending on what the topic was. And so since their presentations, there has been some sort of action item on every one of these, whether it's been a meeting with administration, a follow-up meeting with administration or with deans, some action in terms of various pieces that you'll hear from the students here shortly. And so with that, and talking about the experience and some of the things that are in action, I am going to pass it over now to our 4 students, and the first of those 4 is Abby Hoyt.
Hi, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk tonight. My name is Abby Hoyt. This is my second year on Student Innovation Team. The first year, I was a part of the Ready for Action team, and my main goals were to work on getting menstrual products in the women's bathrooms at school and name changes in Skyward. In addition to that, I worked on the promotion of Tonka Voice, which was that program that you guys heard about. I went on to announcements, worked on social media stuff, and then this year I worked on the mass and scheduling portion of Student Innovation Team. We sent out a variety of surveys with questions that included what their preference was of how many days a week they would like masked or what they use their mask period for, and we even allowed them to vote on different types of schedules that we had come up with. There was also a lot of student feedback in those because we left blanks where they could type what their opinions were. They gave us a lot of input on each of those different schedules. And then after that, we were able to present our results to a board of teachers at school who were also working on mass and scheduling. And so we were able to get some staff input on that as well. And then we were able to finally put together all of our ideas and present them at the end of the year. So we have come to the conclusion that we're able to test out some different schedules at the end of this year, or maybe at the beginning of next year. And we'll continue to get student feedback through those and hopefully come to a conclusion that fits our student body.
Hi, my name is Johnny Rice, and this is my second year on the Student Innovation Team. Last year, I worked on the publicity team to build awareness of Tonka Voice, which was the program where students submitted their ideas for us to work on. We did everything we could last year to spread the word about Tonka Voice, which included hanging posters and making a video with Mr. Erickson. Then, I chose to be a part of the food options team. I had no idea what I was getting into at that point and just how many turns the project would take. Initially, our goal was to improve school lunch, and we spent a lot of time working on this. Very quickly, we ran into roadblocks that forced the project to take many turns. This year, we decided to open a place for students to buy food during sale time, our extended passing time every morning. While we were faced with many setbacks, from disappointing lists of food to a lack of workers, we kept pushing on. I was often asked, what happened to that idea thing last year? To which I always responded, just wait, you'll see soon enough. Just this last week, we officially opened the Dinghy, which is open daily during sale time, selling chips, granola bars, Gatorade, and water. Here we are on our second day of business. While I do wish the project had gone faster, I learned a lot from this process, and I'm very happy that students can now enjoy the Dinghy. As Mr. Erickson said when we first opened, one student saw the Dinghy and she was so happy that she almost fainted. And that's what makes this worth it.
Hello, my name is Sonia Pillay, and this is also my second year in Student Innovation Team. Last year I was on the math team, where we worked on improving the schedule and thinking about how we could rework the school day. Last year at the final Student Innovation Team, where every group presented to administration, I was really intrigued by the traffic presentation. One thing last year's traffic team discussed was that a staggered release could help reduce traffic congestion. I thought this idea was fantastic and so applicable at Minnetonka High School. So not only did last year's traffic team convince me to join this year's traffic team, but their presentation also inspired my research project. So I'm in Minnetonka research, and I decided to do my research project focusing on the effects of a staggered release and other ways to improve traffic congestion. So to do this, I set up 3 cameras and observed traffic flow throughout the year. I looked at traffic more quantitatively, so I counted a lot of cars. And then I also created a simulation of the parking lot. So through my collaboration with Student Innovation Team and my individual Minnetonka research project, we uncovered multiple ways to improve traffic. So not only has Student Innovation Team allowed me to be around and take inspiration from other great thinkers, but it's also given me an outlet to share my ideas and findings to administration. I'm very grateful to be part of this team. Thank you. Now I'm going to pass to Eileen.
Hello, my name is Eileen Dosef, and this is my second year on Student Innovation Team, specifically on the Traffic and Parking team. Now, something that I found very interesting about Innovation Team is that the longer you stick with something, the more you realize that new solutions arise over time. So last year, at the end of the year, our team was like, wow, we have uncovered all solutions possible. But with new people coming into the team like Sonia and, working with administrators again and entering this new year with a fresh perspective, I've been able, even personally, to find new solutions in looking at the same problem, such as reversing one-ways or directing traffic based on which way you head compared to 101. Another thing that I really enjoyed was collaborating with administrators and students and teachers alike. I found in the process perhaps a little bit easier than totally changing the food schedule of the high school. The way we can synthesize student perspectives with what administrators see on their end has been very, very fascinating to me, and it's been wonderful to get the feedback and support of Mr. Erickson, Mr. Best, Mr. Fenner, as well as our school resource officers during all of this time. And one other thing that I'd like to mention is, as I'm a senior going off to college in about a couple months, one thing I've noticed is how similar Minnetonka District has designed their programs to be a little bit like a university. In a university, you have institutions such as the research lab or the makerspace, or even just the creativity of the students itself that is harnessed to create products that benefit their campus, maybe a cool robot somewhere driving around, and even the world. So I find similarities in how Minnetonka has Minnetonka Research, the Vantage program, which I was part of, now Momentum, and apparently Aviation. So seeing how those institutions are already in existence is really inspiring, because I think, personally, I see a lot of potential for innovations for the district and for the community as a whole through those institutions. Thank you for your time.
So I just want to thank our students, and really this process continues, and that's the joy of student voice and bringing solutions to the table, helping them through the process. Johnny, as he talked about the dinghy, learned about what an MOU is as we work through some of those pieces. So I'm just grateful for their leadership and their persistence. So we will continue. We are working right now this spring on mass to see, is this the best way we should continue to do so, or is there something else? Food, we'll continue with the dinghy and see if we expand it to a larger ship. And then also just parking is a perennial issue of other different things that we can look at that. So that what if thinking continues. When we move into the second and final part is really around our focus on all of the opportunities. And sometimes the opportunities come through new courses that are just a singular course. This year we probably had 15 new courses. Last year a course proposal came through, Jack Mulvaney, that you'll hear from in a moment, called Disability Studies. So our intention with every single course that we have at the high school, that is an excellent experience. The students have a chance to learn from each other, collaborate, create. And this course is one that has been a great success, and better to hear from the students as they share that. But we look at all opportunities. And some of the opportunities, again, come from all of that process. So disability studies course, which is what we're going to talk about right now. And this is a what if that Jack Mulvaney came forward last year and said, what if we did this? I think that's a great thing, is then we move into action. So with that, I'm going to bring up Jack, who's going to give an overview of the course, and then the stars of the show as well. Our students will talk about their experiences. So Mr. Mulvaney.
Hello. Hi. I like to keep Mr. Erickson on his toes. Sometimes I'm Jack, sometimes I'm John, depending on the day. Thank you so much for approving this course and taking a leap of faith. Disability studies and disabled identity is near and dear to me. So thank you for having me here, and thank you for approving disability studies. As far as I'm concerned, we are one of the few districts across the country that offers this course. I haven't seen it offered anywhere else, and it's an emerging field, and it's really important because it highlights student voice. So I really wanted to take this platform to address some of the philosophical tenets of disability studies and provide students the opportunity to share what motivated them to take their course and their experience with disability as a student. My life, like everyone else's here, has been shaped by disability. My older brother Danny is autistic. He was the first. I'm from New York. He was the first kid. He's an adult now. First person with autism to graduate from our public high school. I had an IEP throughout high school, which is something I tell my students all the time. I'm diagnosed with ADHD, and I openly identify as disabled. According to the CDC, 1 in 4 adult Americans are disabled. The state claims that about 12% of Minnesotans are disabled. Regardless of the number, disability is a fact of life, and it's not an exception. And for many of us, disability is permanent and irreversible. In my 20 years as a student and 8 years as a teacher, the times I've seen the disabled experience validated have been rare but precious. We've been covertly taught the pernicious myth that a disabled existence is broken, that it's tragic, that being disabled is a flaw. In my school growing up, people looked at my brother Danny and they saw a tragedy, saw an evolutionary or biological mutation, a mistake. People mourned over the fact that this formerly trilingual boy was now non-speaking. They resented having to provide him accommodations, and his existence was an inconvenience that was rarely celebrated. Nobody saw Danny as, here's a picture of Danny. He did graduate high school. He was the first autistic graduate of our high school in New York, Long Beach, New York. Nobody saw Danny as Dr. Joshua Bennett, a professor at Dartmouth, saw his autistic brother, Levi. In a spoken word poem for Levi, Dr. Bennett writes about his brother. Never said gift, never suggested maybe my Levi's words weren't rusty anchors like the rest of ours. They're jellyfish. You think you could see right through them, but it's because you're only watching the surface. His mind is more like the world's most extravagant circus, all trapeze and lion teeth, drumbeat and riotous laughter. Every sentence a staccato hymn in the midst of a world that has forgotten how to value silence. I reread this poem regularly because I know it would have changed my world if somebody said gift about my brother or me or disability. When students are given the space to unapologetically be themselves, the language to describe their experience, and the support to speak their vision into action, the world becomes deeper, safer, more diverse, and more beautiful. My students, both those here today and those not, are the perfect example of this. Thank you so much for approving this crucial course, for allowing us to validate the students' lived experiences, and providing a platform for them to shape a better future for us all. Now I'm going to let a few of my students speak about their experience at Minnetonka and with this course.
Hello, my name's Amrita. I'm a sophomore at Minnetonka High School, and I'm an autism advocate. Disability history has been on the outside of what is considered worthy of study in schools for far too long. However, just because disability history hasn't been studied doesn't mean that disabled communities aren't shaped by this history. There are clear parallels between the bullying and mocking of people with disabilities in today's time in the 88 cages of the Middle Ages. Buck vs. Bell legalized the forced sterilization of people with disabilities, and Hitler's T4 euthanasia program gassed 275,000 people with disabilities. Through eugenic measures at home and abroad, disabled people have endured. Although we've moved past horrors like these and institutionalization, there's still a lot of work which has to be done, but our education system and Minnetonka High School can help. After being on the margins of society for generations, the disability advocates of the 21st century are just starting to be heard thanks to the disability rights movement of the 60s and the neurodiversity movement of the 90s. Because of these advocates, stereotypes and perceptions which have weighed us down for generations are beginning to be challenged, and you can continue to be a part of their efforts.
In the early 1990s, Jim Sinclair gave a speech called Do Not Mourn for Us. Sinclair's speech is viewed as the start of the neurodiversity movement. Neurodiversity is the idea that different brains function differently and each way of functioning is valid. Neurodiversity enhances society by providing different perspectives about the world. Neurodiversity also falls under the social model of disability. The social model of disability is that disability is caused by attitudinal or physical barriers, not by biological differences. If there were only neurotypicals in the world, people would be too busy sitting around and talking instead of innovating. Temple Grandin states, "What would happen if the autism gene was eliminated from the gene pool? You would have a bunch of people standing around in a cave, chatting and socializing, and not getting anything done." I find the quote relevant since I like talking about philosophy and science with my autistic friends, bypassing small talk.
One of my favorite memories at Minnetonka High School was actually meeting Mr. Mulvaney for the first time. He was at the course fair last year, and he had a booth dedicated to disability studies, and so I felt safe telling him that I'm autistic. For most of my life, I've been somewhat embarrassed to be autistic, and I especially felt this embarrassment in freshman year. However, instead of judging me or anything else, Mr. Mulvaney asked me if I wanted to help him co-create the course, and saying yes became the best decision I've ever made. This course is one of the first spaces in which my autistic identity is not only affirmed, but embraced. By keeping this class running, you will be helping many people like me learn to accept themselves for who they are, and you will give another generation of disabled advocates the chance to share our stories and challenge perceptions and stereotypes which have weighed us down.
Imagine sitting at a conference table with a nice hot cup of coffee, and you look up to see a room full of Martians. Welcome to my world. Every time I walk into school, I feel like a space traveler on a strange planet. Similar to Amrita, I feel uncomfortable in sharing that I am autistic with most neurotypical people. I feel socially awkward and like an outsider. Being a participant in the disability studies class enriched my life. The students accepted me for who I am. Mr. Mulvaney's class greatly helped me understand different perspectives about disability that I lack experience with. Disability studies has helped me form a community of people where I feel like I belong. Learning the history of disability has helped me realize the progress made towards equitable treatment of disabled people and how there is still more room for improvement. From my perspective, disability studies should be emphasized as a class that helps students navigate the real world. Disability studies benefits all students. Both disabled and non-disabled students gain new perspectives by studying disability. My name is Annalise. I am an autistic senior at Minnetonka High School, and this class helped me realize there are other space travelers like me trying to understand humans.
Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm a senior. Engage and enrage is something I have been told by Mr. Mulvaney every class period. This class has taught me the celebration and the culture of disabilities, including my own. As someone who has grown up with sensory issues, school has always been one of the biggest challenges I've had to face. At a previous school district, I felt like I was going to have a meltdown, so I went to go on a walk. My teacher didn't like the idea of that and made me sit in the back of the class and called it a timeout. I was 14. I had struggled getting diagnosed. Was it a financial issue or the issue that lies within society? The thought that women with disabilities should be quiet and stay put, bottling in all of their emotions. I wasn't embarrassed to get diagnosed, but I was worried about what society would have to say about someone like me. But you don't look autistic. Is something that would be thrown in my face multiple times. What am I supposed to say? Thank you? With challenges like these, society has come a long way, but one thing I still struggle with are walks. Having to have an IEP in order to take walks touches me personally as someone who couldn't get diagnosed until later in my high school career. Trust within teachers around the school is something that can not only help the person struggling, but can also help create bonds within the student and the teacher. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bella Moret, and I'm currently a senior at the high school. My experience as a student with a disability is not the story that most would envision. When people first look at me, they don't see someone with a disability. They see an outgoing teenager, an athlete, or what most would describe as the typical high school senior. However, I have epilepsy, an invisible disability. At the start of my freshman year, I started having seizures, which the neurologists believed to be the result of a traumatic brain injury that I suffered during a hockey game. In March 2020, I got COVID, which compounded the severity of my seizures and changed the course of treatment. Not only have I missed many days of class due to hospitalizations, but I have also missed many classes due to seizures at school. My experience as a student with a disability has been far from perfect. One example is that I was forced to drop an AP class because of my hospitalizations. And when transferred into the general class, the teacher had a hard time supporting me, which in turn led me to having to retake the class during the summer. Unfortunately, the classroom isn't the only place in which I have faced challenges. Some coaches have tried to prevent me from participating in their sport because they perceive me to be a liability which they didn't want to deal with. Even though I have had some challenging experiences as a student with a disability, I have also had many positive experiences too. One of those has been taking the Disability Studies class. The class has been a platform for me to share my experience and learn about the experiences of my peers, some of whom also have disabilities that are different from my own. I believe that disability studies is imperative for every student to take during their high school course. There is a common misconception that disabilities are visible within the classroom. However, many disabilities go unnoticed due to the fact that they are overlooked or misinterpreted as behavioral issues. By mainstreaming disability studies, we eliminate the need for incidents to occur before action is taken and help showcase that disabilities, whether visible or not, are part of our everyday lives and should be celebrated. This past weekend, I was fortunate enough to help organize the Best Buddies Prom, an inclusive dance hosted at MHS. The smiles and joy that were experienced by everyone in attendance should not be an isolated event. We as a district should be bringing inclusivity into every dance and or event that is planned. By encouraging students to take disability studies, it allows students to become more aware of how they can be more inclusive in their everyday actions, making Minnetonka a more accepting place for all students to celebrate their differences. Thank you.
So obviously the dance to the right and the class to the left. So I want to point out the fact that this course came forward from Mr. Mulvaney and a great opportunity to hear from students. And so I often say within my job I have the best job because I can go around the building and see the great things that happen. And really the students that you see that spoke tonight and see behind me are the ones who influence the culture within the school every day. And often people wonder, what will the future be like? And I think you have a great glimpse tonight of the great hands we're in as we move ahead. I often wonder when we get close to graduation every year is what will the students do when they leave us? And I'm confident the graduates who are leaving us this year, the legacy they left behind, and those who are staying still within the school, the impact they'll have. So tonight we talk a lot about our goal of celebrating, educating. That happens at a staff level as well. That information Mr. Mulvaney shared with staff at our April meeting and will continue. And hopefully you saw the sense of belonging, the sense of community that happens through clubs and activities and every day within the school as we look to the right of a successful, connected, respectful, engaged students. So with that, I'm going to close and offer any chance for questions. I want to thank our students for being here tonight. I'm incredibly proud of you and the willingness to share your story with our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Erickson. That was really powerful, and thank you to all of the students. We really appreciate that you were willing to so deeply share your what you've experienced and how meaningful these courses are to you and how meaningful your opportunities are. I mean, our future really is very bright indeed, and we're so proud of you and, you know, helping everyone to validate each other's experiences and see each other and advocate. So thank you very much. Board members, do we have questions for our amazing team over there? Mike.
I just have a comment. Mr. Erickson, of course, and especially Mr. Mulvaney and all the students, as someone with many of the disabilities that you all discussed tonight, we have that in our own family. We have ADHD, we have autism, we have sensory issues, we have anxiety. This course is fantastic, and I hope it flourishes, just as I hope all your students flourish in their future lives. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other board members have questions or comments? No? No, well, again, we can't thank you enough. It's so important to advocate for what you believe in, and so we really appreciate you all, and we're very proud of all the great work that you've done. So thank you, and we look forward to more opportunities like this to support this work.
Thank you all.
Okay, we have reached the time in our meeting where we are here for community comments. So community comments is an opportunity for the public to address the school board on an item that is included in our agenda this evening in accordance with our guidelines. Do we have anyone that is wishing to address the board this evening? Okay, I believe we have one person, so I'm going to go ahead and read the guidelines then. Guidelines for community comments. Welcome to the Minnetonka School Board meeting. In the interest of open communications, the Minnetonka School District wishes to provide an opportunity for the public to address the school board. That opportunity is provided at every regular school board meeting during community comments. Anyone indicating a desire to speak to an item including in the meeting agenda, except for the consent agenda and/or information that personally identifies or violates the privacy rights of an individual during community comments will be acknowledged by the board chair. When called upon to speak, please state your name and topic. All remarks shall be addressed to the board as a whole, not to any specific members or to any person who is not a member of the board. If there are a number of individuals present to speak on the same topic, please designate a spokesperson who can summarize the issue. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Longer time may be granted at the discretion of the board chair. If you have written comments, the board would like to have a copy which will help us better understand and investigate and respond to your concern. During community comments, the board and administration listen to comments. Board members of the superintendent may ask clarifying questions of you in order to gain a thorough understanding of your concern, suggestion, or request. If there is any response or follow-up to your comment or suggestion, you will be contacted via email or phone by a member of the board or administration in a timely manner. Please be aware that disrespectful comments or comments of a personal nature directed at an individual either by name or inference will not be allowed. Personnel concerns should be first directed to a principal or executive director of the department, then to the executive director of human resources, then to the superintendent, and finally in writing to the board. And I believe we have one individual this evening, Ms. Stacy Klein. Ms. Klein, go ahead.
Good evening. I'm a taxpaying resident with children in Minnetonka schools, as you know. The high school principal and some amazing students just spoke to us about the disability studies course that is being offered at MHS. I understand, as was presented, that these courses focus on increasing access to civil rights and improving the quality of life for people with disabilities and our awareness of their need for those things. I want to be clear that I commend this step that the district is taking in the 2022-23 school year. It is also concerning that Minnetonka Schools is implementing this course immediately on the heels of arguing in 2021 and successfully obtaining judgment in 2022 that teaching a learning disabled student to read is maximizing their potential, and that any little improvement using disproven teaching methods is appropriate for students with disabilities. The position that this board took in the Minnetonka Public Schools versus MLK disability case was that it was the disabled students' fault that they could not learn to read, despite their solidly average IQ and hard work, and that Fountas and Pinnell was an appropriate teaching method to use when that curriculum does not meet the requirements of the Every Student Succeeds Act. If you have listened to the Soul to Story podcast or watched the Right to Read documentary or done even minimal research, you know that Fountas and Pinnell is harmful curriculum for learning disabled students. But nonetheless, you defended your use of it and still highlight it in your local literacy plan. You had professional support in doing so. The Minnesota School Board Association, Minnesota Association for School Administrators, and Minnesota Administrators for Special Education argued on your behalf that being held accountable for teaching learning disabled students to read takes the, quote, joy and confidence out of their work, and it is a burden on school districts to ensure that federal and state laws are followed for this vulnerable student population. The legal precedent that Minnetonka schools fought to achieve is now being used against students in special education all over Minnesota, and will continue to negatively impact disabled students in all 7 states governed by the 8th Circuit. Congratulations. I request that each and every one of you personally review the concepts in this course to understand the lived experiences of individuals with disabilities. I hope that doing so will help each of you reconcile how this board can promote SAIL, Best Buddies, United, and other special education programs in a variety of marketing efforts, while at the same time, in parallel, this school board and administration has and continues to erode the civil rights of the same student population by creating legal precedent that will harm disabled students for years to come. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you, Ms. Klein. Okay, our next agenda item is the approval of fees for fiscal year 2024. Superintendent Law.
Chair Wagner, at a previous work session, the board had the chance to review the proposed fees, a small number of fees that were increased from this current school year to the next school year. Prior to the board meeting tonight, Mr. Bourgeois held a public hearing to share those fees with the opportunity to gather community input. There was no input at that point in time. Mr. Bourgeois will come back and ask for a recommendation for approval of those fees.
Thank you, Superintendent Law, Madam Chair, members of the board. We're asking you to approve the following fee increases along with all the existing fees at the same rate that are not being read here tonight, but are included in the board packet. At the high school, we have 2 fees that are being proposed for increase by Principal Erickson. The painting class, a $25 fee, which is a $5 increase. Online ticketing, a 75-cent per transaction fee, which is a 50% increase, but that actually was instituted by the vendor. It is a fee that is owed the vendor. At the middle school level, there are 3 new enrichment club fees and 3 enrichment club fee increases proposed by the activities department. Book club, $20, which is a new fee. Crochet club, $5, which is a new fee. Newspaper club, $10, which is a new fee. Anime club, $15, which is a $5 increase. Baking club, $35, which is a $10 increase. Cooking club, $40, which is a $5 increase. At the elementary school level, there is 1 recommended change by the principals, field trips at $50 per year, which is a $5 increase. The Tonka Dome fees are also recommended to increase pretty much as we do annually, $5 for each category across the board. So with that, we'd recommend that you approve the fees and we'll set them for next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bourgeois. Could I have a motion that the School Board of Minnetonka Independent School District 276 does hereby approve the fee changes for the high school, middle school, and elementary levels and the Tonka Dome fees as listed in the proposed fee schedules for fiscal year 2024, and hereby adds them to the comprehensive list of class and activity fees maintained by Minnetonka Independent School District 276.
So moved.
Katie?
Second.
Patrick? Okay, discussion or questions for Mr. Bourgeois? I know we talked about this at the study session as well. No? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Bourgeois. All right, our next agenda item is a preview of a wonderful event that we have coming up soon, our Celebration of Excellence. Superintendent Law.
Chair Wagner, members of the board, each year in May, we take the opportunity to celebrate child-centered excellence across our system in a variety of categories, from school-by-school representation to named awards for people that share unique attributes. Tonight, we're going to get a preview, and the community will get a preview of what that Celebration of Excellence event is like. I've had the chance to see the video once. It is heartfelt and a tearjerker. So, Dr. Getty.
Superintendent Law, Chair Wagner, and members of the board, thank you for the opportunity for us to present to you the preview of the Celebration of Excellence, always one of our favorite events of the year. We have dozens of teachers and staff and school volunteers who will be honored at this event. My office is overflowing with awards, boxes of awards, so this is always really a fun time of year as we gear up for this, and a really fun one for the communications team to come together with members of the community more broadly on the selection committees, on putting together the programs, writing the profiles. Our student interns get into it. It's really just a great event. So it is next Thursday, May 11th. 6 o'clock, there's a reception in the lobby of the Art Center, and then the program starts at 7 o'clock, and we keep it really tight at 7 to 8:30, and we try to end right on time. Chair Wagner and Superintendent Law will be co-emceeing it, and then the public is all invited to attend, and we're really excited about it. In addition to the Years of Service Awards and the Teacher and Employee Awards, we also have the Brad Board Award for Excellence in Elementary Education, the Joyce Gustafson Memorial Award, the Judy Erdahl Memorial Award, and several Spinnaker Awards for outstanding community volunteers. We also have Gold Partner Awards for outstanding contributors to our Vantage and Momentum programs. And this year we're also presenting a special tribute to honor longtime district supporter Ron Camps, who passed away earlier this year. And we conclude the event with the selection of an elementary teacher and secondary teacher who will serve as Minnetonka's nominees for the 2024 Minnesota Teacher of the Year program. So we'd like to thank the Minnetonka Public Schools Foundation, Brad Board, the Excelsior Lake Minnetonka Rotary, and the Friends of Judy Erdahl for their generous sponsorship of the named awards, and to all the people that served on the selection committees. For most of the awards, it's people that won the awards last year, and then for the named awards, it's people that have won named awards all the past years. And then thank you to Chair Wagner and Superintendent Law for co-hosting. So with that, Andy Smith has put together a wonderful video. He does amazing videos of all of the award honorees that night, and this is just a little taste of what you'll see.
She is the type of teacher that I would want for every one of my children. She is fun, she has a one-on-one connection.
She can make anything entertaining, and she can even make the hardest music that we're playing seem easy just with her teaching method.
I don't know if she realizes the impact that she's having on these kids, but it goes so far beyond the classroom.
She's nice and she has a big heart.
I can be having a bad day and walk into her classroom and my whole mood changes.
She always helps me to make my day better. She also encourages us.
She focuses on each child's abilities and then tailors their activities to help them make progress and have fun at the same time.
She really just makes you feel like she's there for you and you can talk to her about anything, and she's a very compassionate, kind-hearted person.
You want to be in his class, he will help you with anything. Whatever you ask him, he will be there for you.
You can tell she genuinely cares about whatever she's discussing with you. She definitely puts thought into her project.
The kind of person that you would want as your best friend. You are so lucky because she takes everyone for who they are and loves everyone unconditionally.
She just adores her, and I can tell that they've created a fast bond, especially like at the beginning of the year.
She's amazing. That would be, I know it's kind of like a cliche, but like she's really good. She's a great teacher. I love her so much.
If you meet her, you know she's amazing, and the kids love her, the parents love her. She's just goes above and beyond in all that she does.
So that's our presentation. That's a preview. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you very much, Dr. Getty, and special thanks to Andy Smith, I know, and the communications team, because I know this is a tremendous labor for all of you, but a labor of love. So it's a really an amazing presentation every year. Do any board members have any questions? No? All right. Well, we look forward to May 11th, and we will have a wonderful event honoring a lot of amazing teachers and other staff in our district and volunteers, and it'll just be a fabulous night. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next agenda item is the adoption of the 2024-2025 calendar. Superintendent Law.
Chair Wagner, members of the board, this process has gone through 2 rounds of the calendar committee. That's a mix of employees, community members, students, and parents, and come to the board, gathered feedback, made some modifications, brought it back to the board. Tonight, Angie Flowers, Executive Director of Human Resources, is going to present the final recommendation, and really reflecting some, a lot of constraints on a calendar school year, but some innovative ideas to represent the will of the board and the community. So, Ms. Flowers.
Thank you, Superintendent Law. Good evening, Chair Wagner, members of the board. The school board adopts a calendar each year preceding the calendar year that it will be in effect. Accordingly, the calendar committee met in March and April to develop a recommendation for the board. The calendar committee was comprised of parents, paraeducators, teachers, and administrators. Valuable input was gathered from the committee, and I thank them for all their time and dedication to this important work. Before I share the official recommendation for the 2024-2025 calendar, I'd like to share some of the other recommendations that the committee made to administration and that will be implemented in the 2023-2024 school year. In addition to the calendar recommendation for 2024-25, in which the board will vote on, the calendar committee also made a recommendation to the district to create a 2023-24 academic calendar reflecting religious holidays and observations. The 2023-24 academic calendar with observations and religious holidays are notated on this calendar with a gray circle. In addition, those holidays and observations are listed on the second page of the calendar. This serves the purpose of informing the community and families about important school dates while also supporting our belonging efforts. This calendar will be available online and can also be printed. The calendar committee also recommended changes to the district's assessment calendar. This calendar will be used to inform staff about the assessments administered throughout the school year, including testing windows and the purpose for each of the assessments. This allows teachers to plan in the short term for instruction and for long-term planning. There is now a grid that lists religious holidays and observation dates indicating when to avoid scheduling assessments, presentations, and being mindful of academic deadlines. These are dates that could greatly impact student performance on standardized tests or presentations, or that involve significant amounts of fasting. The assessment calendar is an internal document that will be shared with building administrators and teachers. For the committee's official recommendation, the 2024 calendar has the following dates. The first day back to school for teachers will be August 27th. The first day of school for grades 1 through 12 will be September 3rd, and the first day for kindergartners will be September 5th. Early release dates are recommended as September 27th and February 14th, and late start dates are November 1st and April 28th. We have also noted dates for fall and spring conferences, which brings us to Thanksgiving break. This calendar recommendation reflects having school off the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and adding that date onto the end of the school year. The recommendation to not have school on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving came after the calendar committee reviewed some data about student and staff absences in our district and in comparator districts, specifically looking at that Wednesday before Thanksgiving. The data showed notable increases in student and staff absences during Thanksgiving week, and in particular that Wednesday. In addition, the student rep and our educators were in favor of having a 3-day week at the end of the school year versus during Thanksgiving week. This calendar also includes a recommendation of 2 consecutive weeks off during winter break. This worked best given that Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day all land on Tuesday and Wednesday of both weeks. You'll note that spring break is listed as being from March 31st through April 4th, with the last student contact day of the school year on June 11th and the last teacher day on June 12th. This calendar supports balanced quarters and semesters and consists of 173 contact days for students and 184 teacher duty days. I am asking for the board's support in approving this recommendation for the 2024-2025 calendar.
Thank you, Ms. Flowers, and welcome. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Could I have a motion to approve the 2024-25 calendar as presented? Megan, is there a second?
Second.
Katie? All right. Discussion or questions for Ms. Flowers? No? I know we've talked about this calendar quite a bit. So all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks to the committee for all of their great work and all the creativity and extra meetings and extra analysis. But I think that we've been able to do some really meaningful things with this calendar. So I really appreciate all of their input.
Thank you very much.
All right, our next agenda item is the approval of the non-renewals. Superintendent Law.
Chair Wagner, members of the board, Minnesota law requires and provides that during the probationary period any annual contract with any teacher, that contract may or may not be renewed. However, the school board shall give such notice or such teacher whose contract is non-renewed written notice prior to that effect before July 1st. Tonight, we will be presenting a list of teachers for non-renewal, and the reasons for non-renewal are a variety of reasons. These are administrative recommendations that are approved annually by the school board. Chair Wagner.
Okay, could I have the following motion? Be it resolved by the School Board of Independent School District number 276 that pursuant to Minnesota statute 122A.40, that the teacher contracts of the probationary teachers named in the materials that we have in Independent School District 276 are hereby recommended for termination and non-renewal by school district administration, and the school board has received and approves that recommendation. Be it further resolved that written notice be sent to said teachers regarding the termination and non-renewal of said contract as provided by law, and that said notice shall be in the form provided in the documents that you received. Could I have that motion?
So move.
Katie, is there a second? Second. All right, any questions? All those in favor, please say aye. 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 Opposed? Motion carries. Could I have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
Chris, is there a second?
Second.
Katie? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, we are now to board reports. Does anyone have a board report this evening? No? Okay. Katie?
Announcement or board report? This is where I'm,
Go for it.
Mark and I had the opportunity to start our first round of visiting our PTOs. Was it 2 weeks ago, last week? A little lost on time, at Scenic Heights. We had a great opportunity to be invited to speak to the members of the PTO community at Scenic Heights to share more about the school board, who we are, what to do, what we do, how to communicate with us and our board goals. It was a really great opportunity to get in our schools and to just to share a little bit more. We had some great questions that we had the opportunity to answer. Superintendent Law also came in and gave some more, feedback and input, particular to some questions. So it was a great opportunity, and we are going to continue that, heading to Clear Springs, Minnetonka, and one other school yet this spring. So we're looking forward to board members taking our time and getting out there to meet with the elementary and middle schools.
Great, thank you, and thanks to both of you for going, and to Mark for helping schedule that, and also Ms. Vols over there. And we will be looping back to the PTOs and PTAs that we don't get to yet this school year in the fall. So I think it will be great. It's great to hear from everybody and hear their questions as well. So Superintendent Law, Superintendent's report. Oh, do you have a board report? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Just a quick one from the MCEC, let me start over, from the preschool and ECFE PTO. They're having their spring fair coming up on May 12th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. It's at Thorpe Park, but they're going to be running buses from the MCEC building, so you can park there and take the bus. They are also looking for community partner sponsorships for fundraising, both for the fair and an ongoing basis. So if you're interested in sponsorship, please reach out. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike?
I should mention, I'm on the, from my seat on the Mental Health Advisory Committee, I should also mention that this month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Annie Lombard-Benson has rolled out a number of projects for all the schools to take part in that increase awareness for students and staff of their own mental health, but also making sure that they're aware of the various resources that are available.
Thank you. Yes, it's a very important month. Anyone else with any other board reports? No. Okay. Sorry, Superintendent Law. Now to you.
Chair Wagner, I think, and board members, I think this is a board and superintendent report. We had our student listening session at Minnetonka High School this week and had a chance to have 18 students for members of the community answer or provide feedback. There were grades 9 through 12 across. Just a wide spectrum of participation in programs at the school, and talk about their favorite courses, teacher engagement, what great teacher climate looks like in the classroom, their wish list of things moving forward, more flexibility and opportunity to explore courses certainly was on that list. And then how students and staff interact with each other and how the staff supports it. All that feeds into the board feedback. The board had a strong presence there, and it was just one more opportunity for the community to realize that this is a board that listens to parents and students as well. So that was great.
Great, thank you. How about any announcements? No? All right, well, I will just mention that we do have a lot of exciting things coming up. This is a lot of recognitions. The Celebration of Excellence, again, will be on May 11th. And we have graduation coming up and all kinds of other recognitions and school activities. Get to finish out the great year strong with our fabulous teachers and students and staff, and then it will be summertime before we know it. And we have our board goals coming up as well, so lots of work for us. Superintendent evaluation, first one for Superintendent Law, and so it's an exciting time. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Katie, is there a second?
Second.
Chris, any discussion? No? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.